Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hiking in History. Another episode, and look where we are. We're back again. We are at the Gritstone Trail. I'm saying we're back again because we're in Disley. So a few episodes ago, we did the Lime Park and the Bowstones and all that stuff. And I noticed this, I remember, while I was here, the Gritstone Trail, 35-mile walk from here, from Disley all the way to Kidsgrove. And I said I was going to do it, and here I am. I'm gonna do it today. Well, I'm going to do it in 2 days, even though this board here recommends doing it in 3. Screw that, we're going to do it in 2. I've got a couple of days off work, so we're going to do this. So today, this is basically the route I'm going to be doing today, from here basically to Macclesfield. I'm going to stay in Macclesfield for the night and then do the rest tomorrow. So I'm going to get to about Langley and then walk into Macclesfield today. So this is going to be a shorter day, because I'm only going to be doing about 10 miles today, and then I'm going to have to get up super early tomorrow because I'm going to be doing about 25 miles, because there's not really a good halfway point apart from Macclesfield, but it's not really halfway, it's like a third of the way. So I probably should get going really. The weather is absolutely miserable today, and apparently it will be for the entirety of the walk. It looks like it's going to either be raining or just very cloudy like this, or drizzly. But what are you going to do? We're going to enjoy it anyway and have a bit of fun. Going to check out the Gritstone Trail. So let's get bloody going. Oh, I'm already out of breath. It's a big first hill. But these are the Gritstone Trail markings that I'm going to be looking for everywhere. Oh, 35 miles. Bloody hell, I should turn back. This should be hopefully a fun walk. It's sort of my first real long distance one. It's sort of going to be a bit of a practice for upcoming ones like the North Welsh coast that I want to do hopefully this summer or spring. Going to walk the entirety of the North Welsh coast, and then also like Hadrian's Wall I'd like to do maybe this year as well. So this is like a mini one of them, just as a bit of practice. So I thought I'd do it quite soon. I was looking for having 2 days off in a row at work, managed to get it this week, so here we are. Hope the weather will be better, but oh well, we make do. You might not be able to see it on the camera, and it is a bit windy now, but there is the cage. I think you can just about make it out. It looks a lot bigger when you're here in person. The wide angle makes everything look smaller on this camera. But there is the cage which we were up at a few videos ago, that old hunting lodge. So check out that video, check out, I can't remember what number it is, it might be Hiking in History number 6, something like that. Gentry Estates in Saxon Stones, it's that one. Very interesting and cool building up there. So this first part of the hike anyway is actually kind of going to be very similar to that video, because I'm almost walking the same route. I'm going to be walking past Lime Hall and stuff, so I'll show it, but I'm not really going to do a proper history video or anything there about any of that stuff, because we've already done it. Still stunning views even in the cloudy, drizzly weather. So this first date that I'm doing should take around about I'm not entirely sure, anywhere between 4 to 6 hours. I'm gonna estimate. That is a lovely cottage, oh my god. Apparently you can even do this whole trail in 1 day, and it gives a time of about 15 hours. Whether that's fully possible, I'm not sure. I mean, I imagine you can do it in 1 day, of course. Look at this whole banger that's been left here. That's so cool. Wow. Wonder how long that's been here. Switches and everything. Huh. But yes, as I was saying, You can technically do it in one day. It says 15 hours. I imagine it'll probably be a bit more than that. That might be without like breaks or stopping or anything. And I imagine you can though. Maybe it's between 15 and 20 hours if you wanted to do it all in one day. So you'd have to do that in the height of summer, really, when you have the most daylight. So I've got around about 7.5 hours before it goes dark, so I should have enough time to get into Macclesfield. But here we are. We're sort of going to be going along the edge of the Peak District the entire way, all along these sort of gritstone quarries. I believe that's why it's called the Gritstone Trail. And there is the cage. I think it was originally built 1500s, but that particular building was 1700s, and it was used as a hunting lodge. It's basically for like the women to watch the men hunt from that hill, watching all the lords and the gentry hunting around this area, and they'd watch them from there and then have sort of dinner parties in there and stuff like that. And there it is, just left there now. Very imposing building. I should be getting into Lime Park fairly soon, going in through the East Gate this time, which is a different way than where I went into last time, but we will be going past Lime Hall like we did before. Whilst doing this walk, I'm going to try my hardest to not use my maps on my phone or anything like that. I'm going to try my best literally just to use the trail markings, because it is supposedly pretty well marked. It has been so far anyway, so fingers crossed. I mean, if I do get lost, I'm obviously whipping the phone out, but we're going to try and go as old school as we can, as pre-smartphones as we can. It's a nice area though around here. I don't know if I'm actually in Lime Park yet. Don't believe I am, but just on the edge of it, I think. But lovely area. So we are currently in Millennium Wood, which this has all been planted to mark the millennium, so 23 years ago. And look at it, it looks like it's doing well. I think we are in Lime Park now. I believe Millennium Wood is part of it, so that whole thing about paying as well, how you don't have to pay if you just walk in. If you walk in, you have to pay if you bring in a car. Well, you could come through this way because there's no toll gate, there's no nothing. But if you're walking in, you can go in anyway, so there's the tip. It only takes about 20-25 minutes from the sort of gate area to walk to the actual Lime Park estate, so if you're not a lazy sod, get in for free. Okay, look at this. So this used to be a road, unsafe structure. Look at this old bridge. They've like built a little walkway thing so you don't actually go on it. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look the safest. I mean, I imagine I could walk over it, it's just for cars, but to be honest, we'll probably get a better view going down here, so let's go down here. There's this lovely little stream. Look at this. How cute. But yeah, I imagine driving over that whole thing might bloody collapse. This must be a pretty old one, or it's just not been that well maintained. Victorian, 1800s probably, I imagine. I wouldn't guess 1700s, it doesn't quite look 1700s, but who knows, I could be wrong, I'm not very good at dating stuff. Looks 1800s to me, but very cool. I'm thinking possibly this path, as if we've just come over that little old bridge, possibly this was like maybe like the old pack horse route or something like that. Maybe, you know, the goods that come through here to Lime Hall along this route possibly. So there we go. It's pretty well marked everywhere so far. It looks like we're getting into Lime Hall now. Here we are, we have now technically entered Lime Hall. Lovely old, this is the East Lodge, 1904 I believe that says on the building there. And here we are, we can just see the top of the cage still. Deer sanctuary. And it would be cool if we got to see some deer. There are deer around here apparently. There's like a special breed of red deer or something that across these lands, across this park, but I imagine they're very secretive and you probably won't spot one, but if I do, I shall try and get it on camera. You get a very good view of the cage from this path, this way in. So there it is. If you haven't seen it, check out my video that does all Lime Park and stuff. You go all across there, go right up to it, talk about all the history and everything. And you can't over there, if it was a clear day, like it was when I was last here, you can actually see the skyscrapers of Manchester and the whole city centre from up there. It's a bit too muggy. It's a bit too muggy today. You can't really see it. I could just about make out some of the skyscrapers, I think, but there'll be no chance that you'll be able to on this. Here we are now at Lime Hall. This is the main building here. Home to the lees of Lime for over 600 years, from like the 1300s to just after World War II, 1949 I think it might have been, where it was given over to the National Trust. One family line for over 600 years. Incredible. Can't see it now, but it's absolutely beautiful estate, the largest house in Cheshire from what I remember. Definitely recommend coming. I'm going to come again and actually go inside because I've only walked around the grounds, but absolutely beautiful area. The other side is even prettier, but we are not going to be going there. We're going to be going around it today, part of the Gritstone Trail. So we won't get to see the other side, but if you watch the other video that I did on this place, you can see it in all its glory. One thing that I know about this Gritstone Trail as well is that it is pretty remote, sort of, once you're out of this area anyway. There aren't any like shops or anything, or places, you know, cafes that you can get a drink from and stuff. Might be the odd pub that's like not on the trail itself, but like you know, fairly close by. And you're never far away from anything if you want to walk off the trail, but specifically on the trail there are no facilities or anything like that once you're out of Lime. So you got to make sure you got all the drink that you need, all the, you know, snacks, all your supplies. So if you're going to do the trail and walk it this way, north to south, which is the traditional way that people do it for no particular reason, it's just usually walk north to south, stock up, get a backpack and get yourself sorted, because on the trail you're not going to be able to buy anything. You can just about see the other side of Lime Hall there, the prettier side. It's absolutely gorgeous, and there's like a gardens and a little lake and everything. It's absolutely beautiful. But we are walking up this way through to Nightslow Wood. Last time I was here there wasn't this electric fence. They bloody put an electric fence up here now. God knows why. It's making it dangerous for us now. Trying to fucking shock us. And they were doing like forestry work up here, cutting down trees and stuff. There we go, Gritstone Trail. Through into Nightslow Wood now. Here's the end of Nightslow Wood. I feel like it's going to get windy out here now. There we are. To this beautiful area. I love how night slow wood just stops like this, it's just got a wall around it, it's kind of spooky. But I love this area, and it's a big hike up here now, a big hill, and we go past the Bowstones, which were in the other video as well, and after that it's all new stuff. I've never been before, so it's only this bit which is the same, which I have walked before. Weather is still holding up just about. I'm probably going to jinx it. It's drizzling us slightly, just a little bit, but I was kind of expecting it to be raining all day, so at the moment it's going okay. Unfortunately tomorrow is forecast the same as well, and then it goes lovely and sunny, you know. And it was really lovely and sunny yesterday as well when I was at work, so that's how it goes sometimes. So I thought I'd show what I'm drinking today. I thought I'd gamble on this. I've got plenty of drink, but I don't have plenty of nice drink, because I gambled on this because it was cheap, and it's, to put it politely, it's fucking vile. So I got a Lucozade Sport as well, because that is actually drinkable and nice, and then the vile stuff is my backup. So if you see that in a shop, don't get it, it's absolutely disgusting. Usually them sort of cheap brands aren't that bad, like they're not as nice as the sort of Lucozade one or Powerade one or whatever, but like I've had Tesco's versions before and they're fine, but that, stay away, stay away. Bloody hell. Look at all these cows here. Well, I don't know what, they've got horns, some of them. Bulls of some kind? I don't know, looks like I'm in a western. Buffalo. John Wayne's going to come over the ridge riding. Basically at the top now. Gotta go through here, and then we'll come to the Bowstones, and then we head down that way, I believe, and it'll all be new from there. So here we are at the top. Great views, but very misty now, with all the drizzle, very muggy, so we are atmospheric, but we're probably not going to be able to see a whole lot. And there are the Bowstones, old Saxon, we think like county, no one knows for sure, but like county border marking stones. Again, they were in that last video, the Gentry Estates video, so check that one out, go into detail about them. And that's where I ended this video, up here, so we are heading down this way. So this is all new now, exciting. I think this hill that we're going to go up, I think it's the highest point on the trail, I believe. I can't remember exactly what it's called off the top of my head, but I'll have a look at my notes. So this here, all this here is the Peak District. We're on the very edge of it, and obviously it just goes on and on and on for miles. You can't even see that much of it at the moment because of the weather, but we're essentially going to be going kind of along the edge of it, and then most of it is technically out of the Peak District, but very close along the edge, going down Cheshire essentially, which is a beautiful county. Hopefully, even on this rainy day, I mean, I don't know what you guys think, I still think this is beautiful, even on a day like this. Reminds me of something like out of Prometheus, like I could see the ship coming down here, if none of these buildings were there. Whilst I'm walking up this hill, it's a gorgeous area. Bloody hell, it's muddy there. I also might as well announce that I am going to Madeira. That will be my next stop. I'm going to Madeira at the end of this month, in about 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks. Just a short break again, like 3 days. So there will be upcoming content and videos from Madeira. Looks like an incredible place to hike. They call it sort of the Hawaii of Europe. So there's a few places. Obviously I'm only there for 3 days, so I'm not going to be able to do loads and loads of stuff, but there's definitely some walks and places I've seen that I'd really like to go to. So hiking in history in Madeira, that'll be the next foreign adventure. As of the moment of recording, I've still got like Malta videos to upload, but then I'll upload all of them first, and then if you're watching this will be the next one. So I've actually got a bit of a backlog now of videos, like a proper YouTuber, all that content. So it might be a while off, but Madeira videos coming eventually. Nearly at the top now. Imagine you could camp down there, be all sheltered from the wind and that. Be a good spot to wild camp. Not that you should do that in England because it is illegal, but you know, it's very strange. It's illegal in England. Scotland it's fine, you can wild camp anywhere. I think Wales you can as well, but I'm not entirely sure about the Welsh one. But I mean, it's illegal. You're not actually gonna, you're not gonna get thrown in jail in England for doing it, and who's gonna find you anyway? I feel like I'm near the top, but I believe there's like a marker, and it says you're at the top of this hill. I think I've gone past it actually. There's like a little road, little path that goes there, and there's a little stone just there. I can just see it here. I think that's the marker for the highest point, and I've gone past it now. I'm not going back. So we are on currently the highest point of the path. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing like crazy high. It's like 413 metres high above sea level. Hopefully you can hear all this because it's very windy at the top. Very spooky. 413 metres high. To give some context on a British scale anyway, you've got Mount Snowdon, second highest peak, highest in Wales, that's like 1080. Yeah, 1085. So about 2.5 times this. And then Ben Nevis is like 1300 metres. So about 3 times this. So for England it's not like a giant hill, mountain, whatever you want to call it. But you know, most of England and the UK compared to globally is not very mountainous at all. We are continuing down now, so we're going down. We've done the highest bit. Not much of a view because it's muggy and drizzly, but we continue on. Some other global context there. Whilst the UK might not be very mountainous compared to some other countries, though it is. So if you take somewhere like the Netherlands, Holland, whatever you want to call it, I believe off the top of my head, I could be wrong, I'll put it down if I'm wrong, but I believe their highest mountain or their highest hill, their highest point in the entire country is either about 200 or 300 metres above sea level, because obviously most of the Netherlands is very flat or even below sea level. So I believe what we've just been on, that is like higher than any point in the Netherlands. I could be wrong, but I believe it's like 200-300 metres their highest peak, or again it's not very much. So I think what we've just been on is higher than anywhere in the Netherlands. It's a stunning area this, and I imagine even more stunning. You can imagine a clear day, sunny day. Yesterday would have been beautiful. I know all I'm doing is complaining about the weather. I'm being very British at the moment, but it's still very cool. I always like the mist, and I get a lot of misty videos. If you've watched any of the previous ones, Lumhole Falls or Saddleworth Moor, they were all very, very misty. going past some farms here. All these bloody crows are having a field day. So we're just coming to a road now. This is called Gritstone Trail Road, I believe, is this one. And it was named after an old cooking tool called the bakestones, or they call it bakestone, which was a tool that all the quarrymen used to use around here to sort of bake cakes on. And that was it's mainly associated with Wales actually, like the tool. But it was also used here apparently, because that's what this road is named after. All the quarrymen bake the cakes on this bakestone tool. Now I'm just going to find out where the trail starts again. Maybe here? Although it doesn't say the Gritstone Trail, it's not the same one. Oh, I might have to use me maps. No, I am being blind. I've not got to use my map, there's literally a sign right here. Gritstone Trail this way. Just walk through this farm and I believe it looks like it's here anyway. There's a signpost, so I think this is the start of the trail again. Yes it is, Gritstone Trail. So it's pretty well waymarked. It's getting a little bit more drizzly, rainy and colder actually. It's colder up here. When I started I was actually sweating, but I'm bloody not now. Looks like this is where we're sort of heading, all across there maybe. And we might see some like old quarries and stuff along the way, because this whole area was like filled with quarries quarrying gritstone that would be used for like roads and roofs and buildings and stuff like that. And some of them, it says, I've heard that some of them are still active, so we might see some of them, we'll see. But that's why it's the Gritstone Trail. You're going across all the sort of the edge of the, this is an old stone, you're going across the edge of the Peak District through Cheshire, all along these ridges where they would quarry gritstone, which, I mean, I'm no expert on any of that stuff, but I believe it's sort of like, it's kind of like a low quality sort of stone, isn't it, resource or whatever. You're mining gritstone, you're just sort of using it again for like roads and things where, you know, you don't really need to refine it or anything. It's just sort of, you stick it into the main sort of building blocks of our life, like roads and rooftops and buildings and things like that. There are sheep everywhere here. It's quite a pretty picture actually, that. All these sheep, there's like a little pool here for them. Oh, lovely. I am surrounded by sheep on the Gritstone Trail. Looks like they're enjoying it too. Hello. Again, I could be wrong, but maybe this is some of the gritstone, maybe this is what it is. It kind of looks like it would be like that to me. It's all over this area. Probably what they were quarrying here, and still do, but a lot of it back in the day. Got a teeny bit lost just, but I am back on the path. I had to use my maps unfortunately, but I'm back on. So there are some little bits here and there that are a bit tricky, that aren't waymarked and didn't really look like a path, but yeah, it's sort of getting to a point now where it's not a clear path. Weather is taking a turn for the worse. It's pretty drizzly, and it's probably going to remain this way. I feel like this is gritstone, but I could be completely wrong. But we're heading down again now, down into the valleys. It's a lone sheep on his own here. Hello. Oh, he's not scared. He's a big alpha. Hello, and he's having a piss. Thank you for that. He's the cool guy sheep, not with the herd. He's just too edgy for that on his own. Here we go, Gritstone Trail still. We are on the right path. if I can get this gate open. There we go. Oh, which way is it pointing? Hang on, hang on. Oh, just straight ahead. Okay. Don't know if you can see, but there's a little baby lamb. Little baby lamb, he's so sweet. He or she, just staring me down. He's curious. Hello. Oh, adorable. Look at this. It's beautiful. Again in clear weather. I'm annoyed. Maybe one day I shall do it again, recreationally, not make a video in good weather, because it's a stunning walk, you know, if this was all cleared, because it is just bad weather at the moment, which is annoying. It's not even like the other videos where it was nice winter weather, like it was frosty and a bit snowy and stuff, and it was just kind of foggy, where this isn't fog, this is just grim. This is grim English weather, which we have a lot. Looks like the pass maybe goes down here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, why can it not clear up? Beautiful. All these hills are behind, peeking through the muggy rain. Oh no, I'm going straight ahead still. That's private farmland, that. Don't want to get shot by Trevor the farmer. Very windy again, but here we are, we're going down now, down into the valley. There's just all farms here. And this place has been probably farmed for 1,000 years. And some of these farms have probably been here a few hundred, maybe even longer. Hopefully we'll be getting out of the rain a bit, maybe down here going through a forest perhaps. We shall see before we start climbing again across another ridge. So the trail is literally just pointing me down here. There's not much of a path, but so there are places where it does just sort of look, I guess it's kind of here, it looks like there's another post. So you do go off path a bit. Look at this valley, it's beautiful. Surrounded by farms. I think there's an old pack horse bridge down here that we're going to go over. There are little lambs here and they are not moving. Hello, don't worry, it's okay. Oh, you are so adorable. Hello, it's okay. You're having a sleep. Mum's going to go mad and... Oh, there she is. Hello. I won't hurt him. Bloody hell, going to charge me. Oh, they were so adorable. They were so adorable. I think we've got a good little view of them there. Oh. Looks like I'm going down this way. I've got to be careful not to fall on my arse down here because it's getting slippy because of the rain. Yes, so we are heading down now into a little bit more of a wooded area, which I'm happy for the break from the wind at the moment and the rain as much. So here we are, this is Harrop Brook, and I found the pack horse bridge and there we are. It is tiny. I was expecting it to be bigger, but it's really cute. I saw a picture of it and I don't know, I thought it was going to be bigger, but that is so small, but it's very quaint, and that's obviously extremely old. And this pack horses are obviously just horses all with the goods and stuff packed on the back, and these routes are what was like the main transport routes back in like the 1700s. So this is one of the old bridges that's still left over from that time that the pack horses had come over. Let's have a look at it. Look how small it is. That is so cute, very quaint. I love that. See, I love just like old stuff like that you just see just here and there, special little spots. Like, what a gorgeous little spot. You know, you got a nice summer's day. This would be absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna actually have a little Kinder Bueno break here. I deserve it, and it's a bit more sheltered from the rain, so let's have a little break by the bridge. Here we go. This is the life. Kinder Bueno white. Controversial opinion. It might be anyway. I think it's better than the normal Bueno. Right, this little Packhorse bridge. Beautiful. So coming down there, walking across now, is beautiful horse there. I think we're going up this way. I think we're going to be climbing up another hill fairly soon and getting to a spot called White Nancy. And it's like an old house that's up there. So when we get there, I'll tell you a bit about that, because it's kind of a cool little interesting landmark in the area that you can see from miles off. So let's get there. We're just going across the outskirts of this little village here. Bollington, I think it's called, from the signs anyway. Bollington and Rainow, something like that. Little letterbox. So like I said, you're not out in the wilderness completely, but like you don't really go into these places, so there's no shops along the actual route or anything. Now I've got to find the path again. Very windy, but again I can actually see White Nancy. I don't know if you'll be able to, because it's painted white and against that sky it's going to be hard to see, but just on the top of that hill is White Nancy. It looks like a bottle oven from Stoke, but it's actually like an old house, summer house that a guy built up there. So that's where we're going to be heading. We're going to be heading up there on a summer's day. If this was clear sky, you'd be able to see that properly, but it sort of blends into the sky. But we'll get a closer look when we're up there. I think I've got, bloody hell, rain. I've been going for about 3 hours. I think I've got about another 3 hours to go, to be honest. So when I was like, oh, I'm not sure how long it'll take, between like 4 to 6 hours, it's looking more like on the 6 hour front. I think we're about halfway to on the first day to Macclesfield anyway. So tomorrow is going to be a big one, because I've got to do 25 miles. That's what I've got to cover. Well, I'm only really covering about 10 now, but it's very up and down. That's why it's taking a long time. Because if it was flat, 10 miles you'd do in about 3.5 hours, something like that. So because you're going up and down and around all these places, it takes a lot longer. But we're heading for White Nancy. There are some tea rooms though apparently here, so that's the closest thing to a shop food that I've seen on the trail. That's right here. And here's Gritstone Trail again, going down here. Look at this area, gorgeous. And we're going to be heading up to White Nancy. Fingers crossed the rain has let up a bit now, so hopefully that stays like that. But I'm very much enjoying this walk, even under the circumstances. I wonder if anyone else is doing it like today. So I've been thinking, I've seen like a couple of people here and there, just like walking the dogs and stuff. But I wonder, it makes me think, is anyone else doing like the entire trail today, or when was the last time someone did it? I don't know how popular it is really, but it's pretty quiet on here at the moment. But who knows, maybe someone's doing it today, or someone's way ahead of me, or someone's started it a bit ago. Someone might be doing it in 3 trips over 3 days, because that is the recommended 3 days. I ain't got 3 days. We can do it in 2. We can power through and do it in 2. Tomorrow's gonna be tough though, but it is really well signposted most of the way, which is very handy. Because I've only had to look at my maps like twice. This old pathway, it's like bloody gravestones here. There you go. So we're heading down, and then we're going to be heading straight back up to White Nancy. It's going to be a steep climb because it just rises very quickly. I'm still going down. Can't see it now, but yeah, we're literally just going to be heading straight back up here. We've got another lovely old bridge here as well. Again, probably Victorian or maybe older. It looks a bit older, maybe 1700s this one. I don't know what this is. I don't know what river or stream this is actually. I didn't know I was going to be crossing another. Very pretty though. Love an old bridge. And then it looks like we're heading that way. I'm supposed to be heading up this way, but I'm just going to check this out. Because it looks like there's some kind of like abandoned old mill or something here. So let's just have a teeny little detour. I don't think I can get in. I mean, I could do with some determination, but we are not here to be looking at abandoned mills, and I've probably not really got time to. So, oh, here we go. Danger. Warning to the public. Danger of death. This is a hazardous area. Unsafe building. Keep out. Yeah. That's like an invitation, though. Didn't write that there. Look at this. The stream goes through. How cool is that? With beams under it. Let's have a little look though, let's check it out, and maybe make a little mental note for another day. Because this looks interesting. It's like a chimney as well there. Wow, look at this place. I wonder what this was. I mean, there'll definitely be information out there about this. An old silk mill maybe, because there was a lot of silk industry around here. They really don't want you going in, do they? But I mean, this is a place where you could very easily get into, urban explorers and all that. From the looks of it anyway, there was some fences there that could easily be climbed. Look at that old chimney. Yeah, wow, look at this. I mean, there's probably nothing really in there, but certainly an interesting site maybe to do a little video on one time. Noted, made a little mental note of that. I'll do a bit of research if I'm ever in the area. Maybe we'll come check it out. That's very cool. I've just said I'll do a bit of research. There's literally a plaque here about it, so it's Ingersley Clough Mill. That's how you say it, Ingersley Clough Mill. So it's been all sorts. It was cotton spinning mill. This is 1792, so it's very old. It ceased cotton spinning in 1842, and then it was calico printing. Became a dye works as well in the 1800s. Look at all these machines that were in there. Then a print works in the 1920s, textile manufacturing, dye and bleaching. It's been all sorts. 1999 fire. It's kind of been gone from since then. There were some plans for redevelopment, but they've been abandoned, so it's literally just here. How interesting. I imagine probably some people have done videos about this as well already, but who knows, maybe it'll be a place to come back to and tell its story properly. It's a cool little find. That's what I love about doing walks, is that you always find something completely new that you had no idea along the way. Always spot something that's like, oh, that's piqued my interest, and that has piqued my interest. I love this sort of like, it's almost like a canal thing running through it. You can't really see, but like, you might be able to see there. Literally just runs right past it. That's really cool. Right, but on we go before we lose precious time to White Nancy. Look at all the lambs. Oh, they're so sweet. There's that chimney there as well. And that, I think, must be Bollington, the village. There's White Nancy, you might just be able to see it. Great view from up here. So this is Bollington. It's a giant factory there as well, just there. Huge, and the view goes on for miles. Yeah, an old mill town this was, where like weaving and spinning, all those industries were here. So like the finest cotton in the world was once spun down here in Bollington, in a factory called Waterhouse Mill, but it's now demolished. I thought it might have been that one, but no, it's demolished. Once the finest cotton in the world, just down there. Getting close now, very close. Oh, it's going to be windy up here, but we made it. This is White Nancy. But before we talk about it, just look at this view. See for absolute miles. You could probably still see Manchester if it was clear. Over that way. So I believe I've come over those hills there. So weave down. And this thing on top looks like a bell, doesn't it? Like a... So this is White Nancy. Landmark built in 1820 or 1817 or 1815. I had a look online and the internet couldn't make its mind up, so it's one of those. And it was built by the Gaskell family to commemorate the Battle of Waterloo, the victory, English victory at Waterloo. And interestingly, the Gaskells were a family that were former tenants of the Lees of Lyme, so the people that owned the Lyme Hall and everything that we've already been past and that was in my other videos. So the Gaskells built this and they were former tenants, and then eventually rose in status to like yeomen with the farms of their own, and over generations they sort of acquired more land and became fairly wealthy, not on the level of the Lees of course, but you know, they did pretty well for themselves. And this was actually, believe it or not, built as a summer house. Inside there were like some benches and a table. I imagine it's still there, like I think it's stone benches and a table, but it's now all just blocked up because of vandals and whatnot. No one really knows why it's called White Nancy. It's possibly named after one of the Gaskell's daughters, because one of them was called Nancy. Or there's another rumour that it is named after the horse that brought all the materials to the top of this hill, which poor bloody horse, it would hard enough get up here nowadays with a path, never mind back then. So it could be one of those things. It might be named after the pony or one of the daughters. It's a cool little thing, isn't it? It's a shame it's all boarded up now, but yeah, it was like a little summer house. So I mean, I don't know if they slept in here because it's very small. Obviously, they must have just had little parties or God knows what. So you can't even tell where the door would have been. Maybe here somewhere. Can't really see any indication of where the door would have been. It's just been plastered over now. But that's White Nancy, quite a cool little thing. You can see it obviously from miles and miles away. Strange little landmark that England's full of, with an interesting little history behind it. And it's often commemorated in all sorts of things. So you know, I think on Christmas Day, like a band comes up here and plays, and Remembrance Sunday and everything. It's like painted. It's been painted a different colour. It's had like poppies on for St. Tina ears, and probably like royal weddings and stuff. There's always something like that. It's become a bit of a icon for Cheshire, and I think on the logo for Bollington is White Nancy. They have their own little sort of flag. It's this thing on top of the hill. But I should head off because I've still got a fair way to go still. So it should be a bit quicker now. There's not that many sort of landmarky type things. But I need to get to Macclesfield before it gets dark. I'm hoping maybe to find there are some pubs around that area just before, off the trail, a place called Langley. So I might go to one of them pubs first and then head into Macclesfield. We'll see. Look at this little guy, this little mosaic gnome character, just chilling there. Gritstone Trail this way. To be honest, it looks kind of cute. It could be the local nonce. It could be like warning you, watch out for this bloke, he hangs around here, fiddles kids. So this one I'm walking across now is another one of the Gritstone ridges. Kerridge Ridge, I think it's called, Kerry Ridge, something like that. And this one is actively mined today, so it says, and we should be walking past some quarries, whether they're still being used or not. I think they'll be coming up on the right fairly soon. Stunning vista up here. But yeah, this is another one of the ridges what the trail has its name from. Gritstone mined all along here. Don't know what town that is, a little village there. So I think the information was correct. You might be able to just see here, there is a quarry there. It's still very active today. Mining gritstone. There we go. So it is true. They are still doing it today. That's very cool. I can get a good view of it there actually. There they are. Still mining away. You're going to be sick of hearing me say it. You probably already are, but God, I wish it was nice weather. This is gorgeous. All this area. Beautiful. And the quarry is literally just down there. Big settlement here. I don't know if that is Macclesfield, possibly. I could be totally wrong. I feel like I'm still further away from it than that. So I don't know what that is. But this path along this ridge is lovely, wonderful. Like I've said, it's actually a fantastic walk so far. Nothing too difficult or anything. You're definitely going up and down, you know, there's steep bits or anything and stuff, but if you like walking, which I imagine you do if you're watching this, it's definitely a place to come to, I think. So I've just had a look on my phone where that is, and no, it is Macclesfield, so I will be staying down there somewhere today for the night. Because it's a lot bigger than I kind of gave it credit for, Macclesfield, so yeah, it's big neighbourhoods and everything all here, so Macclesfield is probably, like the main bit is probably down there. But I thought I was a bit further away from it, so it doesn't look that bad, to be honest. So should get there fairly soon, although we've still got a lot of parkway to go down to and through another ridge as well. I'm going to be heading down this way, but this is Kerridge Hill, this one at the top here, and great views again in Macclesfield all down there. But the army actually, just after World War II, the army did some like radio equipment sort of experiments up here. They had like all sorts of, you know, radio gadgets and gizmos testing stuff out here. There's just a cool picture I saw online, so I'll put that up. The army tested all sorts of stuff out here on this hill, but for me, we're heading down this way. I'm currently doing like a Prince of Persia right now, running across bloody walls. It feels like the angle on this, you can't tell from the camera, but I'm like going down this way, and this is part of the path. I think there is a little signpost just down there, so we are going all the way down again, more than likely just to go all the way back up on a different ridge, because the next one is I think called Teg's Nose, which will be the last one of today, the last ridge, and we'll go over that and down into Langley, and then that's where I will end day one. From Langley I will walk into Macclesfield and rest. They say we don't have gun crime or anything in here, in the UK, and we don't, but look at this sign. Heavily pregnant sheep. If your dog is seen worrying livestock, it will be shot. Keep it on a lead at all times. Thank you. Thank you. At least you have the decency to say thank you. They'll shoot your dog if it's mucking about with a sheep. I mean, I suppose fair enough really, but well, fair enough, maybe, I guess. They're sheep, but wow, I've never seen a sign like that. That's brilliant. It will be shot. So this is my first proper sort of trail really, long distance sort of one that I'm doing in full, again sort of in practice for bigger ones, but so far, I mean, I know I've got to do tomorrow, which is going to be double this, double and a bit more. It seems like a pretty decent one to start off with. But I like doing that. I like sort of having a trail to go on and following the entire trail, because it does feel like you're on like an adventure on a mission. I'm all about, and hopefully you guys are all about as well. You know, that's what we kind of like doing. We like going on adventures wherever they may be, whatever the weather, unless it's like really pissing it down, which thank God it hasn't today. Fingers crossed. Still, rain has still stopped, so I think I might be good now for the rest of the evening. But it's just going to be cloud cover, and I think it unfortunately will tomorrow as well, but we shall see. Ooh, pretty little stream, waterfall little thing there, and as always, Gritstone Trail marked very well. There we go. Just kept my eyes peeled and look at this. This was definitely something, all this. There's like even a little doorway just there, so this looks like it was some sort of old water mill maybe, down by this water. Probably from 1700s I'm gonna guess, or Victorian times, but it looks old. Probably 1700s, maybe even late 1600s, and it's still here, still the remains of it are here, just sort of buried and covered over. That's really cool. Love finding stuff like this, just spotting things. You can see there, it's a little archway where the door was, and then walls here. That's so cool. Just coming through that residential area now with all these cottages, very pretty. And I think I turn off though fairly soon. There's a sign there I can see. Don't get run over. Ooh, nice church up there as well. Lamalode Road. Funny name. Don't know what little village that is, but here we are going up this way. Climbing once again, and the rain might be coming back a little bit. Got a good view here of Kerridge Ridge, which we've just walked across all down there and then come down, but it's very striking, that ridge is there. The rain has come back though, so we are enjoying it. Oh, it's gone incredibly misty again. Can't see anything, but how long have we been going for now? Been going for almost 6 hours. So I did massively underestimate this day of the journey. Thinking it'd take about 4 to 6 hours. Well, in about 15 minutes we will have hit 6 hours. But it's all going to be fine. Like, so I'll get into Langley before it's dark. It goes dark about 7:30. And then it is food, find the pub, get some food, and then head into Macclesfield, which might be another big walk. So if there's some sort of bus, or I might even get an Uber just into Macclesfield, because that's not actually part of the trail, it's just where I'm staying, and it'll be a kind of boring, dull walk that I don't really need to do. So that is the update. You can see absolutely nothing up here. I'm in absolute limbo again. It's just pretty creepy. You know, it doesn't surprise me sometimes when people say they see spectres and ghosts or whatever, you know. If you're walking in a place like this and you've had a long day, you've not had any food. I have had food, but you know what I mean. You might start seeing shit. Very creepy. I like it. I swear, like, the woman in black is gonna fucking have me in a sec. Coming across here. I'm just asking for trouble, aren't I? Whew. We have made it to Tegsnose County Park, which is just up here, but we're heading down this path, I believe. But Tegsnose is the last of the ridges that we're going to be on. Yep, Gritstone Trail, there we go. last of the ridges before then we head down into Langley, and that will be it. So not too long, hopefully. I don't know, about 30-40 minutes maybe, something like that. Somewhere down here, we can't see anything. This footage is just going to be kind of useless. Absolute limbo up here. Here is another one of these signs: if you can't control your dog, put it on a lead. As the owner of this land, I have a right to shoot dogs chasing, harming my livestock. I mean, I guess they do. So I suppose it's fair enough. It's just, don't see many signs like that around here. Must happen, must occasionally happen. Put the signs up. Bloody hell. Pissed off farmers around here. Keep your dogs on a lead. So we're in Teg's Nose County Park right now. Looks very nice if the weather was a bit better. Looks like a very nice place to visit. Even though we can't see a whole lot of it. To be honest, now I'm just kind of rushing through because I want to get down to Langley and get some food and have the day over. I'm sick of this weather now. What's all this? It's all geology stuff, we don't care, no history. Here we are in Teg's Nose, so this will be some of the gritstone, I imagine. On this ridge, one of the last, yeah, here we go, Teg's Nose Quarry. Some old equipment up here as well that they've left. That's all information about geology that I don't have time for, unless it's history stuff. I am not bothered right now because this weather. I need to get into a pub and I need some food. This is cool though that they've left this here. What else is that? The rock crusher. This is an interesting thing. So this mechanical belt driven crusher was introduced in 1938, which vastly increased the amount of gritstone they could get, but then American troops were drafted in the Second World War to work alongside the local quarrymen to produce stone for roads and runways, which must have been needed, I imagine, because they probably increased the amount of runways during the Second World War. And all this has been left here. I think it's been placed here, it's not necessarily been left, but it's been placed here, hasn't it, to be a part of the area, be a part of the park, to sort of give some history and stuff. Oh, cool. That's nice, it lets you go in. Oh, kids must come in here. Look at that. It's very cool. But yeah, how interesting stuff, you never know, you know, like American GIs were drafted in over here, working alongside the quarrymen that were either needed or weren't able to go to war. But I wonder, you know, possibly did they spend their entire time here, or maybe they spent a certain amount of time here and then they swapped out and went over to France and stuff. Very interesting. Look at this, it's quite vast, this quarry goes all down there. Must have been a hell of an operation back in the day, or even, you know, up to the wartime. I couldn't really tell, but we are quite high up on Teg's Nose. You get quite a distance up here, some reservoirs here as well. Windy, I'm going to be heading just through this gate and down, and I think, you know, we're heading into Langley now, so it shouldn't be too long now. It should be 15-20 minutes perhaps until I can get some much deserved food. So Teg's Nose, it seems lovely. We didn't really get to see that much of it because I'm kind of rushing through now, and the weather and all the rest, but it seems like a really nice place actually to come for a day. Could get a train into Macclesfield, and then get a taxi or something, or walk if you don't mind, an hour or so to get up to Teg's Nose. Seems like a really nice place if you have a nice day to have some food, just have a walk around, soak up a bit of the mining history. Look at this for a path going down, Jesus. I believe that is Langley down there, so we are very close. Just got to get down this hill. And food. And the end of day one. Day one of two. Kind of baffling. It's a bit scary at the moment to think I've got to do this double this and a little bit tomorrow. But I do have, like, you know, the whole day. I'm getting up at the crack of dawn, so it won't be as much of a rush. It has turned into a little bit of a rush, this one at the end, just because I underestimated it. So it should actually, it'll be tough tomorrow. It's going to be hard for sure, but hopefully it doesn't rain as much. Hopefully it just stays cloudy with no rain. But yeah, I've got a lot more time tomorrow, so I can maybe take it a little bit easier and a bit slower. So there's got the Gritstone Trail signed, a little update one, so we're here. And this is where we're all going to be going tomorrow and even further. We're by the reservoir now. So let's get in to Langley. Oh, it's nice to be on flat ground again. There's a reservoir. I don't know what it's called. Langley Reservoir perhaps, who knows. Beautiful around here. Getting into Langley now, beautiful Langley. Never been to Appleseed Village. I'm off the path now as well, I'm off the Gritstone path, so it's just up there where I'll start it again tomorrow. But just down this road and a little bit further along is a pub, so we're going to go there and get some food. I am happy.